Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and welcome to your Smackdown review. So we started off with Carmella cutting a promo, and let me tell you, I 100% agree with doing this. It's a good thing that they addressed this situation right here. All a bunch of fucking marks. All a bunch of fucking Mama Lukes. All a bunch of fucking crybabies. Oh, Carmella got assisted by Ellsworth in a fake match. Oh my fucking god, give me a fucking break. The match is fake! I'm reading somebody's comment, actually a bunch of comments on YouTube, but one specifically. This guy says, all the women's wrestlers should just walk out and go to an indie promotion. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you think that these girls are going to leave their big contracts where they're making massive amounts of money that you could only dream of to wrestle these fake matches with predetermined finishes that they all agreed to? You think they're gonna leave all that and go to wrestle in a high school and gymnasium just so they could get the honor of retrieving a fake fucking briefcase? Are you like it's fake? Okay, you know something? It's entertainment is what people need to realize. If you are getting so upset over the finish of a match that you need to fucking cry your eyes out and you're actually being serious, like telling these people that they should leave the company. You've got to be fucking kidding me. It's like if somebody, you know, it's like if somebody dies on The Walking Dead, uh, is is Rick gonna just like quit and go home? He's got no home to go to, so he can't go home. But you see what I'm saying? It's like characters on the show don't just quit because things are not going their way. I mean, like, you're asking real life people to quit their job, entertainers, because things are not going their way. This is like telling Bruce Willis in Die Hard, things are not going his way. So, he should just go home and, and forget about stopping the terrorists. I mean, like, hey, tell John McClane. Hey, be like, John, it's a little bit too tough. Things are not going your way. No, I understand the things. So just, just go home. Forget about, being in this building. Just go fucking home. Don't worry about stopping the bad guys. Go ahead. Just forget about it. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? It really shows that the snowflakes that we talk about in politics all the time have infiltrated the wrestling world. And all these snowflakes, they are the wrestling fans. They are the internet wrestling fans. They are these goofballs out there. So Carmella addresses everybody in this great promo. And it's absolutely right. Really, it's embarrassing. People are tweeting Daniel Bryan, who is the general manager on a TV show, to take the Money in the Bank off of Carmella because they feel that Ellsworth, he interrupted a historic moment. It's not a real historic moment. It's not the signing of the Declaration of Independence. It's not the ratification of the U.S. Constitution. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, a historic fucking moment. Oh, we can't do anything. This is a historic moment. It's pristine. I mean, like, holy shit. Like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. This is like what people worry about in their day-to-day lives. Tweeting Daniel Bryan to tell him to change the result of a predetermined fake match that was produced for your entertainment. And you're telling him, like, you're actually tweeting his character, telling him to do something on the show because you disagree with you disagree with the way these characters carried out the result of the match. I mean, I can't even believe that it's gotten this way. I mean, I know that there's a lot of goofballs out there in the IWC, but I didn't think it was to this level that they would actually lose their fucking minds to the point where they'd actually have to get on Twitter and start tweeting Daniel Bryan to tell him to change the result of the fucking match. I mean, that is just unfucking believable. You guys are just... backstage, Daniel Bryan is talking to Charlotte. Charlotte's displeased. This was going on throughout the night. Big E defeated Jimmy Uso. Uh, when you had the Usos and and Breezango, you kind of at least felt like there was a little bit of excitement in this feud. This feud here is cold. I'm not really feeling it here with these guys. There's not a lot of entertainment to be had here. Big E gets the win with the big ending. Bryan talks to Natalya and Tamina backstage. Natalia's just babbling her ass off, and Tamina finally cuts in. Tamina is... I have to agree with a couple of people here that say that Tamina should get a run with the title. I don't know, it's not important to me whether she gets the title or not, because everybody ends up with the title anyway, one time or another, right? But Tamina's face, I mean, that is the face of a true heel. I don't understand how they have wrestlers like Nia Jax on Raw and Tamina on SmackDown that are so much bigger than the other girls, and yet all they're doing is jobbing them out. They're not even doing anything with them. These should be dominant superstars. They shouldn't be second-hand, back-burner stars that you just forget about. You look at these girls and they're memorable. They look tough. They're so much bigger than the other girls. There's no excuse why these girls shouldn't be getting used better on the fucking roster. Orton does a sit-down interview. I almost thought the video I was watching on my computer froze at the end with Randy Orton because he was just staring for 10 straight seconds. I'm like, did they forget to turn the camera off? Like, hell no. But anyway, I like that idea that Orton gave of flying to India and giving the RKO to his family. Okay, it's one thing to say that, and I know they're not going to film that, but they should. That would be awesome if Orton actually gets his revenge. Wouldn't that be fucking awesome if he actually hunts down his family and RKOs them? That would be some exciting, interesting TV. And the smart marks out there are probably like, oh, I don't want to see that. Tell me not that would be pretty fucking cool. And that would not only be funny, but entertaining at the same time. And it would add to the feud. But once, we're going to just verbalize this and just forget about it. Yeah, obviously, it's just an idea they're throwing around just, to get to point A to point B in the promo. So you had Shit Cake, Nakamurphy defeating Dolph Ziggler. I don't really understand this guy's position on the roster. He's just another guy having long-ass matches. I mean, this is how they push people now. We're going to give you a 17, 18-minute match. The show's only 2 fucking hours. An hour and a half with the commercials. And they're having 2 guys wrestle a match that's going nearly 20 minutes. What? With commercials and everything. Huh? What? What are they fucking thinking here? For fuck's sakes. How long does every match have to be? Because internet fans cried their eyes out and Stephanie McMahon addressed it. Fans want longer matches. Okay, is that why your audience is dwindling? Do people want longer matches? Once again, by fans, they simply mean that it is the people that are, you know, going to the shows chanting CM Punk, CM Punk. What? What? You know, all these people interrupting Alexa Bliss's promo. These are the people that they're listening to. Oh, you guys want longer matches? Sure, I'll give you longer matches. I mean, what? Give me a fucking break here. Becky Lynch was giving a promo, a little promo here, and you know, she was like almost crying in this promo. And I don't understand why, like a strong baby face like this, who's supposed to be the last kicker, why is she almost in tears? It's not fair. I have my hands on the break. Well, go do something about it, okay? I know she does something about it later in the night, but I didn't exactly like how that played out. But, like, they're making all these girls whine and complain about this finish. And I know they wanted to address it, and I'm kind of happy they did because they got some good heat on Carmella by doing that. But the fact that they were, like, making it like a thing, like, oh, we're sorry, internet fans, for doing a creative finish. I mean, they barely do a creative finish ever. When they do a creative finish, they're practically apologizing for it. Kevin Owens issues an open challenge. AJ Styles comes out, but he won somebody from but where the hell were they? Ohio or some shit. Anyway, Chad Gable comes out. He said he just moved there. Chad Gable loses. You know, we don't see this guy for months. He pops out of fucking nowhere, and he just loses. So, like, what the fuck was even the point of that? This guy comes out like a ball of fire. He's ready to go. We haven't seen him in ages. And he just fucking loses. It's like, how are you supposed to respond to something like that? He comes out, ready to go. This is his moment. And then he just loses. I mean, okay, so maybe it wasn't the best idea to debut him if you weren't ready to take the title off of Kevin Owens. Like, what was the point? You know, and it's not even like this guy got a big reaction. Like, Chad Gable, like, and he just loses. So, you know, what did this do for Chad? No, like, what did this do for him? Like, what was accomplished here? You reintroduce Chad Gable, and he just loses. So you're just reestablishing him that he's a loser, basically. Oh, okay, great. Good, I guess. That's what you were going for. We had a big segment in the ring with Daniel Bryan. It's good to finally have him back. Addressing the situation. And, you know, here's the thing. So Bryan says there's no rules in the match. People have assisted others with the money in the bank in the past. Like Kane did it with Seth Rollins. You know, they didn't give any examples, but I'm giving you an example right there. So there's no. So the thing is, though, but he actually just ends up kind of giving in and just being like, well, okay, we're just going to have another match next week. So we're going to have the same exact match next week. We're doing a redo because the fans didn't like the result. People, this is exactly why I am the undefeated YWC champion. And it doesn't matter if a masked ninja attacks me from the back again. No one is taking my title because I'm the only one in the IWC besides Vince Russo and a few others that actually speaks any fucking sense here. So let me speak some sense right here. You people are pathetic nerds! I mean, you complained and bitched about the result, a predetermined result of the match. Complained. Probably quit your job so you could just dedicate it all to tweeting out to Daniel Bryan. This was a historic wrestling match! Who the fuck cares? It's fake! Can't you just sit there and enjoy the fact that Carmella, focus on the psychology here. Carmella came back. She was doing absolutely fucking nothing, had zero heat, comes back, wins the match. It makes her look like a giant heel. Everybody hates her. That is what the point of being a heel is. So now you're going to make a match next week where she's obviously probably going to lose. Some people are hoping that she wins clean. Who gives a flying fuck if she wins clean? She's a fucking heel, you fucking morons. I mean, why is the IWC full of a bunch of fucking no-brain idiots? Where every single match has to have a clean finish. Every single match has to be right down the middle with no bells and whistles. Bells and whistles are what makes wrestling interesting. You want straight-ahead matches. You want basically what Ring of Honor was supposed to be when they first booted it up back in 2002. Just straight down the middle matches, wrestlers shaking hands before matches, super serious all the time. We're all about professional wrestling and no sports entertainment. Are you people fucking mad? If you want to see that type of fucking wrestling, go watch the fucking indies. Go watch New Japan. There's plenty of fucking indie promotions where you can get that type of bullshit. Why do you have to ruin everything? I need to ask the IWC this. Why do you have to listen to Meltzer Magoo and Wade Keller? Here Wade Keller is, I'm reading his SmackDown review. He is all a Twitter over Becky Lynch's fucking promo, just like he was fawning over fuckboy Balor's promo on Raw. Oh, what a wonderful promo! She talked about the consequences of being a heel and that they shouldn't be able to get away with doing. What the fuck are you talking about, Wade? You're fawning over a fake fucking promo, some shit that was written for her by a bunch of writers, probably by Road Dogg, to go out there and say that the same fucking shit, and you're praising her over it because she's whining and almost in tears over a predetermined result. What the fuck is your problem? You're in your fucking 40s. What a pathetic motherfucker he is. He's praising Becky Lynch because she's like condemning Carmella for besmirching the legacy of women's wrestling. Give me a fucking break. What is this with people now with women's wrestling? It's the most sacred thing ever. It's like the holy fucking grail. I mean, what are you guys talking about? Like this is so near and dear to your heart, women's wrestling. You guys, like, do you really fucking care like that much about women's wrestling? I mean, like, Carmella was out there giving a promo, and I'm not saying, well, she deserved it based on her wrestling ability. I'm just, like, looking at her being like, damn, she's fucking hot, and she's got a lot of heat on her, so I like that, and that makes her awesome. But meanwhile, people are like, I didn't get the respectable wrestling match that I so craved. Fuck you. Seriously, you're a fucking loser. Just as she said in her promo about you. That's why she was cutting a promo. She was cutting a promo on the smart marks out there, like the what culture idiots, who were like, well, we didn't get a respectable wrestling match, so we're going to downgrade the pay-per-view. Fuck out of here. You people like Meltzer Magoo with your star ratings. That's why I stopped doing star ratings for pay-per-view matches. It is fucking retarded as shit. And I'm never doing that shit again. And that is the reason why. Because wrestling is not about star ratings. It's about entertaining. It's about putting people over. It's about building characters and then building up to the match. And if we have a great match, that's great. But that's not all what it's about. Who wants to watch a whole show just full of super serious promos while Sammy Bitch Boy Cab Driver Zane talks about his aspirations? Who gives a fuck about their fake aspirations that were scripted to begin with? So now you're telling me we got to sit through the same fucking match twice because a bunch of fucking morons complained on the internet? You have got to be fucking joking. That's sad. That really is sad that everybody took to Twitter over a fucking match. And then after the match, they have Becky Lynch and Charlotte team up on Carmella. And Carmella's like laying on the mat crying. Well, thanks for killing her heat. Good job, guys. You got more heat on anybody than you have in years. You did that with Mahal, and then you're gonna do it with Carmella in the same night. Go ahead and kill these guys' heat. Go straight ahead and do it. Because that's exactly what they do in the next segment. So Mahal, Jinder Mahal's out there. He beats Luke Harper. I'm happy they kept the belt on him at Money in the Bank. But then Orton comes out and just fucking slaughters him. Slaughters his ass. Takes out the Singh brothers. And then Jinder just like runs through the crowd. Is there such a thing as a strong heel? Or do every single one of them have to be chicken shit heels that have to get their asses kicked? I mean, it happens to The Miz every night on Raw. He keeps on getting the dirty deeds. You know, this week was a little bit different for The Miz. But every single fucking week, these heels keep getting one-upped by the faces. Isn't it supposed to be that the heel keeps getting one-up on the baby face because they're the bad guy? And then at the pay-per-view or whatever, usually the baby face finally gets his comeuppance because that is what you're paying for the pay-per-view to see. Now, I know it's a network now and that we're not doing pay-per-views the same way, but still, why can't it still be the same idea? Well, like, what is the point? You're beating your champions down. You're beating down the Money in the Bank holder just because the internet fans don't like her. I don't like her. She doesn't deserve to win. Like, seriously. I mean, you want to know what's killing the wrestling product? Yes, it is WWE primarily, but it's also these goofball internet fans. Because if they weren't out there, if they didn't exist, WWE wouldn't have never gone down this path. You have to think about that. They would have never tried to satisfy internet fans if they didn't have this type of mentality. I mean, when you really put in perspective, these guys spent their whole fucking day on Twitter tweeting Daniel Bryan, a general manager who is he's playing a role on TV, and actually tweeted this guy. This is like tweeting the president on House of Cards, asking him to do something, but he's playing a character. But WWE actually plays into this, I guess, because they're more interactive. It's not like the show's already been shot, so it is a little bit different. It's a live show, so they can tweak certain things with the characters. And it is good that they're actually addressing what's going on. But you don't change the fucking result to the fucking match because people complain. Just tell people to fucking deal with it. They're gonna watch anyway. What are you, scared of displeasing these people? You're scared of displeasing a bunch of nerds on the internet? I have lost all my fucking respect for McMahon and Road Dogg writing this show to try to please these fans. Give me a fucking break, guys. How could a guy like Road Dogg, a guy who wrestled in the Attitude Era, who knows what the good shit is all about, and then he goes and he writes a show like this that caters to the internet fans? Sure, Carmella got a lot of heat on her during the first segment, and I loved how she was addressing the crowd, but they're going to book a whole match on SmackDown just to reverse their own decision. And even if Carmella ends up winning that match anyway, where she probably might, it's a waste of fucking time. We've already seen the match. The finish was fine the way how it was. Leave it how it was, because that's how heels win matches. They cheat, okay? There you go, motherfuckers. There's your SmackDown review. Until next time.